Well, good evening, everyone. It is time for another Monday night live stream. Got a few people here already. Brian, Captain Savage Aquatics, hello. Mob Guppy, hello. M How Nines Fish Tanks, hello. Daryl Deemer, James Byron, hello, hello, hello. Patty, hello. And anyone else I missed? That's almost everyone. Ed's Fish was here really early. That's all right though. Dank tanks, yes, the frogs, they are gone. In the bromeliad, I killed that, taking that out, looking for them, because I thought maybe they would be down in the leaves. Nope, they weren't there. I know last time you had mentioned looking behind the background. That is completely siliconed in. So there's no way they got behind that. And they're just gone. I have no idea. You would think that I would be able to smell like rotting frog carcass or something. I don't know, but all gone. You should just get some tinctorius. Tinctorius. You would enjoy them and actually see them. So yeah, I'm thinking about actually just taking down and getting rid of that whole terrarium because it leaks water anyways, which is probably why I got it so cheap. Or that's probably unfair. I could have damaged the seams when I was moving it or something. I don't know. It's pretty small though. I'm pretty sure the silicone would have held just fine. But anyways, it leaks, so I think I'm just gonna get rid of it. Salvage what plants I can, and then maybe turn my 33 long into a dart frog setup. But I don't know. Dirty old farmhand. Are we gonna see Bad Bob tonight? Nope. You'll only see him on the other channel. Love the tank behind you. Yes, this tank is from Occasional Aquatics, as it says in the corner. Dang man, that sucks. And high in humidity. What? Nisi is here. Hello. Derek, hello. Brian, hello. Justin, hello. Trevor, hello. Cody, hello. Leaves and fishes, hello. Phoenix Aquatics 4'11" Legacy. Nice name. I tried to change my username on my channel and messed up, and now I'm stuck with this for 90 days, says the Cichlid Guy channel. Yep, they'll only let you change it so many times in a certain amount of time. Trevor is here. What's up, Trevor? Candy is also here. Hello, Candy. Phoenix Aquatics says, hi, Dank. So, yeah. Also, Dank, my local reptile store got in some morning geckos. And I almost walked out with one or two of them, but I didn't. I was like, well, I can just throw these in that terrarium. But I think I'm just over that terrarium. Like I said, I really don't like that it leaks. Who said Aqua says Steenfott Aquatics, haven't seen in a while. Nice to be back. Snowing in Cleveland currently. I am super jealous. Do you think that pepper cories would go good with endlers and cherry shrimp in a 20 tall? Absolutely, I would. Yep. I think corridoras go with just about any community tank ever. But yeah, who said Aqua? Good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in about 8 or 9 years. Yes, get the morning gecko, says Derp Gaming. Well, 33 long isn't tall enough for a terrarium. By the time you put it in substrate leaves, you only have about 8 inches of height max. It'll be alright for, like, terrestrial dart frogs, I would think. I don't know. Maybe not. Deng says, HDJC, I disagree. It might not be the tallest, but it could work. Yeah, and, honestly, I think it just depends on how much substrate I put in it. Hi, Bob. Do you know of a way to remove black hair algae that won't kill shrimp? Hydrogen peroxide. You can spot treat it with hydrogen peroxide, but use it sparingly. Morning geckos. No, I wouldn't do morning geckos. I wouldn't do anything arboreal in a 33 long, that's for sure. But I've seen a lot of 33-gallon longs with dart frogs, so it can be done. But I agree, it is probably shorter than what I would like. I would really like to find like a 40 long. That would be ideal. I would trade up to a 40 long in a heartbeat. Oh, those guppies look giant with the way they're placed behind you. They're pretty big. What else? What's your favorite Episto? The Inca 50, the Epistogramma benchai, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. But somehow, I should probably look it up. I don't know why the common name is Inca 50, but it is. Barbara Jackson says, sigh, hi everyone. And Bob, sigh. I don't know why you're sighing, but good to see you, Barbara. Those are some good looking guppies behind you. I agree. Is that a new background? Friday Fish Facts. This is one of my oldest backgrounds. Back when people used to send me background videos. This is one of the first ones I got. Cody Dryden in Conway says, I need to get some new guppies. Can't go wrong with guppies. Yeah, really cool thing about morning geckos is they can coexist with dart frogs. Josh's Frogs has an article on it. Yep. And Jason, Jay Wilson just got some morning geckos too. So they're kind of making the rounds. It's kind of like the flavor of the month. You can kind of see the trends on YouTube as far as what pets are popular. I have a 40-gallon long. I wish I would have ordered one off Amazon instead, since mine has a large glass brace versus the thin plastic one online. Large. Oh, that means it's really old. That means it's old. Any tank that still has the glass brace across the middle is probably pretty old. Bob, you sigh a lot. I do, especially on my other channel. But we want to keep a spot in the vivarium that's dry because the morning geckos don't like the high humidity. Killies like the one above you. Do you keep killies like the one above me? Do I have any killies right now? I have lamp-eye killies are the only killies I have right now. But I've kept lots of different killies. Friday Fish Fact says, I'm great. Good to hear. Glass brace is probably an oceanic. That could be as well. But yeah, as far as Killifish, it's been a long time since I've had like an actual, I don't know, I really don't feel, I really don't feel like lamp-eye Killifish are like real Killifish. Yeah, they are, but it's not the Killifish that people think of when they think of Killifish, you know? Have I ever kept Celeb's Rainbow? Derek, yes, I have them in my 125-gallon tank. You can look on my channel and see videos of that tank. I worked on it a lot recently, so it should be pretty recent. I think I saw Scottish Aquatics. Hello, Scott. What's up? Do you have any Episcopal cockatoides? I'm getting 2 trios on Wednesday. I'm pretty stoked. Nope, but that is a great Episto. Any idea why neon and cardinals are so prone to disease? I'm tired of treating them. I've never had luck with cardinal tetras. Neon tetras. Yeah, my neon tetras keep getting sick too. Maybe. I'm sure they're not kept in the best conditions. They're probably not bred in the best conditions. You know, we're starting to see a lot more captive bred neons, but I don't know. Like, I've never had a problem with neons until this last batch I got, and I swear I'm treating them like every 2 or 3 months I have to treat them. They were gonna go in my 125, but they keep getting sick, so I don't want to put them in there with all of my expensive fish. John at KG Tropicals does like fish sticks. He does like fish sticks. Have you done any videos on killifish fry? Patty, I will never do killifish fry. Just that whole process of raising killi eggs does not interest me at all. It just doesn't. Yeah. Happy birthday, Phoenix Aquatics 4'11" Legacy. Happy birthday. Whew. And John says, hello, everyone. Bentley Pasco is here. What's up, buddy? Thank you very much. Friday Fish Facts. Just did some rescaping in the fish room. Thinking about doing a full tour just to update everyone. You should. You said that to me like a month ago, too, that you just got finished rescaping the fish, all your fish tanks. Did you do it again? Never say never. Yeah, that's true. Just like I said, I'm never going to get goldfish. I'm never going to get betta fish. Look how well that turned out. Less than $1 wholesale. No one will take any good care of them at that price. I don't know what I missed. What are your thoughts on keeping a single male Episcopal cockatoides in a 20-plus gallon community tank? I think that would work just fine. Who said Aqua? Saying hello to Bentley. Pyro's Bar and Grill, hello. A really cool tarantula is the H. Gigas. Sometimes they swim and eat fish. I know nothing about tarantulas. Nothing. Digging the fresh background. Yeah, the fresh old background. I actually can't stand fish sticks. I think you know why I said that, Bob. I don't even know what you're talking about, John. I don't even know. Stokes Aquatic, what's going on? It's been forever. Glad to see the channel still going strong. Steen, yes, it's doing all right. I cannot complain. I think I saw Alec in here. Did I see Alec somewhere? I thought I saw Alec. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. I guess I'm wrong. Anyways, for the for my patrons, I want to know, or I want to let you know that Swisky is on vacation. As a lot of you know, he's in Hawaii, so it's going to be delayed as far as the $20 patron tier for getting the prints out. I don't even know when he gets back, to be honest. He might already be back. I don't think so, but I don't know when he gets back. I want an epistogramma tank as soon as I can keep a Marimo. I never know how to say that. I should probably look it up someday. Moss ball alive. I have never had a moss ball in my life. Steen. All right. My Bloody Mary shrimp have been dying off. The goldfish will eat mealworms but spit out the dead shrimps. My Bloody Mary shrimp have been dying off. The goldfish will eat mealworms but spit out the dead shrimps. Hey, you know, if they don't like the taste, they don't like the taste. Burnsy Fishing and Outdoor says, sweet live show. Thank you. Any cool nano fish that aren't cardinals or neon tetras? Ken, there are so many nano fish out there. I really like the neon green rasboras. I think are awesome. Probably one of my favorite. I want to add a mono shrimp with my incoming cockatoides. Thoughts? Shouldn't really be an issue. I wouldn't get really small a mono shrimp, but normally those are pretty hard to find anyways. They normally come like to a medium to large size, and I have a mono shrimp that are bigger than epistogrammas. So, except, you know, epistogrammas get pretty big over time. It just takes a really long time. But yeah, I've got some pretty massive mono shrimp that a pistos probably wouldn't touch. So I think you're all right, you know, as long as you're not putting extra small mono shrimp with extra large pistos. Thoughts on fire red epistogramma compared to double red and other red varieties? It's all about personal preference. That's all it is. Whichever one you like the most. Are archerfish freshwater or brackish, or can they be both? There's different types. There are true freshwater archerfish, and then there are brackish archerfish. Steven says, is there a 2019 Fish Fam calendar? There certainly is over at Jadron Aquatics. Which is, I will spell his YouTube channel. Jadron Aquatics. All you gotta do is YouTube search that, and you'll find your way to the Fish Fam calendar. Oh, never mind. There his channel right there. So you can click right here and then hit go to channel and find out all about the Fish Fam calendar for 2019. I'm pretty sure it is complete. I should probably figure it out and get mine ordered. How do you like them? Is that one of the Friday Fish Facts or Clown Killies jumpers? All Killies are jumpers. Priscilla, what's up? Yes, Ken, but not as jumpy as other Killies. Hey Bob, have you had any experience with Wallstead method? Nope. I've had a betta 5-gallon that's an underwater jungle. I barely touch it. Haven't done water change in 3 months and all levels. What? I've never done the Wallstead method. Honestly, I just throw dirt in, I cap it, I cycle it. I don't even cycle it anymore. I just use a cycle sponge filter. But I mess around with my tanks too much to do dirted. I have realized that. I have one dirted tank right now, and it kills me that I can't do anything with it. I want to pull out plants, but I can't. Otherwise, you pull up all the dirt, unless you're like super careful. But it's just a mess. Okay, people, I got to go. Have fun. See you later, Cody. Thanks for stopping by. When are you gonna do a YouTuber tank spotlight again? YouTuber tank or a YouTuber channel? YouTuber tank? Yeah, what do you mean, like a channel spotlight or a tank spotlight? The Riddle CBDs are so tiny but awesome. I haven't had good luck with them at all. Kenny says, bye Daryl, Saul, Bentley. Oh, are they all leaving? And I missed it. I ordered 2 fish fam calendars as I forgot to order one last year. LFC will get the second to auction off. Local fish club. That is awesome. That is not a real website, as far as I know, anyways. Or I guess maybe Candy is leaving. Any opinions on the current Serene light kit? I'm looking to set up a 20 long Rodman. They wanted to send me one to try out and play with, but I declined it because I really don't have any show tanks that would take advantage of like that whole lighting system. Everything is on timers. If I had a show tank, I would probably have tried it out, but I didn't have one, so I declined it. I didn't want to just waste their money, if that makes sense. What are your thoughts on super red bushy nose plecos? I think that they are amazing fish. Jen and Trav's Fish Room, I think they are awesome. I have longfin, a couple longfin super reds right now. Bob, do something. I can't. Speaking of dirted tanks, mine is getting super overgrown already in just a few weeks. Already need to get a better light so I can set up another dirted tank. Sweet. Bob, how do you like this filter now that you bought it? I just received 2 more in the mail today. Well, I like it a lot. It was really noisy at first, and it's not that noisy anymore. I thought I was going to have to get in there and figure out a way to keep it quiet, but I don't know. It kind of quieted down on its own, or I just don't notice it as much. But yeah, I think it's super awesome. I really like it. Whew. Bentley Pascal. Oh, what am I missing? I feel like I'm missing. All these people are talking to people about important stuff, and I'm missing it. Did you just say who is the fish fam? Was that a comment? I don't know. Clearly, I have not fixed my mouse yet. Go to the bottom. There. Harry says, the super red longfin are super red here in the UK. I've heard that. I have one, but I had to order the other from the other side of the country. They were really rare here for a long time, but now, like, everybody's got them now. Rudu says, I hear the doggo, give me a doggo. Well, he just ran off. Do you hear the clickety-clat? Clickety-clackety fingernails on the hardwood floor. I'm starting my first attempt at a platinum tank. I'm going all out this time and need to learn lots. Any advice? Be prepared to fail. I still fail on a lot of my planet tanks. And be very patient. I'm sure you know or may not know that when you buy your plants, I would try... My advice, if you're starting a planet tank, is to try to buy your plants from hobbyists. That's going to get you set up the best for success. That way you don't have to go to a fish store and deal with plants converting from immersed to submerged grown. Even better if you can get plants from someone local that's already used to your water. Get a good substrate, get good fertilizer and good light. And yeah, just be patient. My 125 has been set up for, I don't know, 2-3 months now, and it's crashing right now, which is not out of the blue to me for a planet tank to crash. I failed a couple times before. Depending on what you go with, like, if you do like the ADA full high tech, you're gonna have like probably a month of green water and algae bloom. So every tank is different, but the best advice I could give you is probably be patient, which is pretty much universal for anything in this hobby. Is it like all the people who live around aquarium co-op? So Swisky, Corey, and you. Are you asking who the fish fam is? The fish fam is like... The fish fam was coined by someone named David. And so there was like this phenomenon like 2 years ago when YouTube introduced live streaming. And Corey started live streaming, and then I started live streaming. And then like when they first introduced it, you had to be this big to live stream, and then this big to live stream, and then they made it to where anyone can live stream no matter how big your channel is. And then like everyone started live streaming, and we kind of got this whole community around live streaming, and it kept bringing more and more people in. And so basically everyone is part of the fish fam, if that makes sense. Nobody moved. My clown pleco is out during the day. Clown plecos, I feel, might be the most underrated pleco in the hobby. They're super awesome. They stay small, and they live for like 100 years, I swear. And if you have a driftwood, don't forget about the white fuzzy mold on it when it's new. This too shall pass. I've only had that with manzanita wood. It's the only time I've got that white fuzz. And a bushy nose will take care of that. I'm going with a 15-gallon Fluval 3.0 Aqua Vitro substrate, which I've never used. Easy green and root tabs. Hopefully I can get some easy plants to grow. Sounds like easy. Unless you just have like terrible water. But even with the planted substrate, root tabs, easy green, it looks like you're set up pretty good. 15-gallon Fluval 3.0. Yeah, you're going to have so much light. My guess is you're definitely going to have an algae bloom, probably for at least a month. I tried to plant a tank and it got overran with algae, and I just couldn't get rid of it in time to let the plants grow. So the kind of like the knee-jerk reaction of people that are new to planted tanks are they get their algae bloom and they think, wow, I'm putting too much fertilizers in there, too much light. And I made this mistake when I first got into planted tanks. Is my first planted tank, I had this massive algae bloom, and I just stopped dosing ferts. I was like, man, I'm just murdering this this tank with fertilizer, and it's causing all this algae. And that was like, that's the worst thing you could do, is stop fertilizing when you have an algae bloom, because basically you have an imbalance. To get algae, you have an imbalance: too much light, too many nutrients, not enough nutrients. And so if you just cut off all fertilizers, then you're creating an even bigger imbalance. And then you just have massive amounts of light without any fertilizer. So don't stop fertilizing, even if you get algae. Hey, Bob Kaler, thanks for what you said on my video today. It made my day. All right, there you go. Making the day. I got the fuzz on grape roots. I've never tried grape root, but yeah, I could see it. But it left much faster than on manzanita. I've seen some crazy manzanita white stuff. Yeah, the first time I used manzanita wood and I had that white stuff on there, I was like, oh my god, there's like fungus or something nasty. But yeah, I put in a bushy nose pleco and it ate it all in like an hour. I do what I want. Yep. Water is 7.6 pH. That is good with 150 GH and KH. Good water for my fish anyways. I think you're going to be just fine. Like, I would be, depending on what plants, you know, pick some easy plants. You're the crazy something mile high plecos. Can you have too much biomedia? Nah. I mean, really, everything in your tank is like biomedia. There's beneficial bacteria living on everything. My friend cut some pieces of manzanita and I was wondering how to clean it. You could boil it. A lot of people like to boil it. If you can't boil it, you can clean it with like distilled white vinegar or hydrogen peroxide. Friday Fish Facts, yes, he's special. What plants would you go with? Jamie, I knew that was going to be your next question. Oh man. So like, if you can find, what did I just do? Where am I at? Here I am. So this plant right, where am I at? Here. Right here. This stem plant right here is Rotala rotundifolia. This would be a really good one. This is Willow Hygra. I mean, all of these plants would do well in your tank. This is Lugwidia right here. But honestly, if you can find this Lugwidia, not Lugwidia, but this Rotala, basically any Rotala besides Wallichii, and it will grow like crazy in there. And basically, like if you were to cut this Rotala like right where it is right now, then it's gonna, you know, branch out and bush out and get all bushy, and it would fill up that 15-gallon tank in no time. And the closer it gets to the light, you can kind of see that it's starting to turn like pink towards the top. The closer it gets to the light, the more pink and red it'll get. Barbara says, I love any Rotala. Yeah, so if you can get Rotala, that's what I'd recommend. Any lug I can't talk today. I better have some water. Any lugwidia would do well too with that setup. But I think with that setup, you're going to get to a point where you're trimming plants, trimming your stem plants at least once a week. I got water sprite. The water sprite's going to grow like crazy. You should definitely be able to grow a water sprite. Your crypt's probably going to die. I can almost guarantee you that your crypt's going to die. But don't remove it. It'll grow back. Pretty normal. Yesterday was a rough day. Power outage for 9 hours overnight. So everyone got 60% plus water changes. Took me 9 hours. Wow. Follow Bouncing Bob. Yep. Trevor says, how's the ropefish doing? Doing really well. He's buddies with the eel. They hang out in the same tube a lot. But yeah, he's doing awesome. I can't believe he hasn't tried to, knock on wood, escape the tank. They're pretty famous for being escape artists, and so far I've gotten lucky. I've left the lid off on accident a couple times, and if he dies because it's my fault, I'll be very upset. Can the top of Java fern leaves be trimmed if the plant gets too tall? You know, I've never trimmed Java fern before, but I would imagine you'd probably want to remove the whole leaf. Do you ever use any starter bacteria when you start a new tank, Brian? No, I don't believe in any of that stuff. Rachel O'Leary says, hey, Bob. Hello, Rachel. Yeah, that's all snake oil to me. I don't care what people say. You're never going to convince me otherwise. I don't know how beneficial bacteria needs oxygen to survive. And so, like Tetra Safe Start, how can that have beneficial bacteria when you know it's sitting in that dark, unoxygenated water for probably months on end before it even hits a shelf? By the time you get it, it's probably been in there for 5 or 6 months. And so yeah, I don't buy any of that stuff. You're much better just taking a piece of used filter media out of an established tank and throwing it in there. Be way better. Brian says snake oil for sure. Yeah, Rachel agrees with me. Yeah, I mean seriously, I'm pretty sure most of it is just sugar water anyways. Honestly, you would be better off urinating in your tank than you would be using like Tetra Safe Start or one of those other products, because at least then you're getting ammonia to start the cycle. I mean, geez, that stuff, I tell you. There are actually some really interesting studies about bacteria essentially shrinking and never disappearing from cycled tanks. Now that's interesting. Jen and Trav's Fish Room says, gotta go, Bob. Thanks for answering all of our questions. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, Jen and Trev. I found Rotala growing in a tub outside last night. Stuff is amazing. Not only survive in sub-freezing temps, but to grow into a giant mat. Yeah, I've had Rotala like grow across the substrate before. It's pretty crazy. I've only seen it's only done that to me once though. Otherwise, it just grows up. LOL, what is with you guys and peeing in your tank? I'm not advocating it. Don't do it. I'm just saying even that is better than using snake oil quick starts. And I think big box stores are doing a great disservice by even selling it. I can't tell you how many times I've been into a Petco or a PetSmart, or even like local fish stores. They're like, oh yeah, just dump this in there and you can add your fish right away. No, just don't do it. Don't do it. I've even heard someone, I think it was maybe a Petco or a PetSmart, I don't know. Could have been Walmart for all I know, but saying to just add salt. Add salt. Just fill your tank up, add salt, and you can add fish right away. Good Lord. Okay, I'm going to pee in my tank now. Well, I mean, if your tank's already established, at least it'll process the ammonia. Can I trim Anubias nana? The plant I ordered came in immersed with long stems, giant leaves, and flowers. I would not trim it. I would never trim Anubias. A A lot of Anubias can. I've never noticed a difference from immersed Anubias to submersed Anubias. My knowledge bombs get mixed reviews. That's actually interesting if it just keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, like times infinity. I mean, does it just... I don't know. It can't just keep shrinking. Something's gotta happen. I don't know. Just add some salt. Yeah, I've heard that. Just add salt. Add fish right away. Rudu, are you still playing Overwatch? That game sucks so much now. You'll get enough salt to seed your aquarium. As I'm salty. I don't even finish reading your sentence and I'm already salty over that. My Discord server is a salt mine. I was trying to cycle a 2,200 gallon pool. Went for a swim before I added fish. Alright. There is legit science from major universities. Alright. I could see it getting dehydrated. That is interesting. Bacteria can survive on asteroids deep in space. In deep space. Probably not the same type of bacteria, though. I'm just going to go out on a limb and kind of guess. And Pepper. Hi, Matt. Is Matt here? Oh, Matthew Moore Cichlids. What's up? Hello, Matthew Moore Cichlids. Hi, Jeremy. Has anyone seen V-Stag anywhere in a while? I feel like I haven't seen V-Stag in months. I don't think I've seen V-Stag since we were in New Jersey. My real mom is here. Hi, Rachel. 45 bow front tank stocking ideas. Sam, you know I'm going to say rainbow fish. Why do you even ask? Rainbow fish. You said Overwatch and then read a comment about a different kind of salt. Yeah, that game sucks. What are you going to do? Dope aquariums, man. Aquariums are dope. I agree. What's going on, fish peeps? If you don't have a dope aquarium, though, I think you need to change your name. You better have a dope aquarium with that name. Bacteria thrives in underwater. Surely space is easier than that. I don't think so. At least there's oxygen in water. I haven't gotten comments from V-Stag in a while. Yeah, what happened to V-Stag? And Chris isn't here either. Chris, Mr. Jobs, yeah, he's not here tonight. Oh, I was going to ask him, because I got a fake friends request from him, and I'm already friends with him. Nathan says, how's it hanging, Bob? Hanging pretty good. V-Stag's had a family tragedy and is probably taking some time. I noticed him missing. Yeah, but I definitely know about that. Talked about it briefly in New Jersey. But yeah, rainbow fish are a deep, dark hole from which there is no return for me. I was sent a really interesting article about cyanobacteria and the useful nature of very specific plants for counteracting. Now that is what I would want to read about, Rachel, is plant chemical warfare. I find it interesting, and this may just be me, but any tank that I put jungle val in, all of my duckweed dies. And I think there's some kind of chemical warfare going on there, and I'm saying that the jungle val is killing off the duckweed. Now, I have a lot of tanks with duckweed in it, and I should just transfer jungle val over, but oh, there's Chris right there. Job Aquarium Tanks. Hit the like button and share button. So, Job, Mr. Chris, you sent me a friend's request. Is it legit? Did you start a new Facebook account? Yeah, just tell me. Is this new friend's request legit or is it a fake account? I know there's like a whole fake Facebook thing going on now. Allelopathic nature. Ooh, I'm going to go sink my teeth into that. Tetra tropical granules. Alright, just reading random stuff. Can we eat the fish? You can eat fish. Love the fish tank in the background. Yeah, this one's always pretty popular. I don't have duckweed in with my val. See, I'm telling you, man. Jungle val kills duckweed. Got a 10-gallon that's breeding cobra endlers like mad. You know, endlers are one fish I've never had. Running a sponge filter in plants. How many should I keep before thinning? Weekly 20% water change. I don't know that you can put a number on that, Nathan. You could keep going for a while. I mean, I don't know how many you have now, so I don't know how long you could keep going, but essentially you could just keep increasing your water change until you don't even have room to put anything in there. No, I'm just kidding. But you're just going to have to play it by ear. Just be, you're gonna have to make a judgment call whenever you feel like it's too much. When you're having to do more than 20% water change a week, it's probably time to start selling them. And I am a douche. Hey Bob, I want a pistogramma, Pogostemon octopus. I totally forgot about that. However, the plant in the middle here is Hygrophila coriambosa angustifolia is the plant that's in the middle there. That is not Pogostemon stellatus octopus. But I completely forgot about that. So yeah, I gotta send you some of my octopus plant. Jungle Valve as a big plant in a 10-gallon. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I bet it would look pretty cool. It's gonna grow. I mean, Jungle Valve gets like 3 feet long, maybe even longer, maybe 5 feet long. I don't even know. So it's gonna grow like up and over. I mean, it'll grow fast, but you're gonna be doing a lot of trimming. I'm kind of losing interest in my tanks. I need to get rid of fish and plants and reset them. Yep, that is the nice thing about this hobby, Brian, is there's hundreds of plants, there's thousands of fish, and when you find that you're getting bored of them, if you're not, you know, they don't have any sentimental value or anything like that, then I mean, you can get rid of them. There are fish that I have sentimental value to that I would never get rid of, but like my 50 neon tetras, if someone came up to me tomorrow and said, I'll give you $50 for all those neon tetras, I'd be like, you got 50 neon tetras. But yeah, that's one nice thing about this hobby is that it's really hard to get burnt out just because of the mass variety of fish. I mean, I don't know where you are. Maybe you don't have a good variety of fish, but there is no shortage of fish in the Pacific Northwest. Are mystery snails dwarf hairgrass safe? I would say so. Devin Peppers, check out Liquid Creations. I was just looking at their site, and they have the plant you were looking, or you were asking for during Corvus's stream. There you go. I got little red dark worms. Are they bad for fish? They might just be detritus worms from overfeeding. Normally fish would eat them, but if you're having those, then you probably need to kind of cut back on feeding and do more water changes. What else we got? I've been kind of losing. Rachel, love your 150 Hillstream tank. Definitely a dope aquarium. Dope. I'll give you $50 for all those neon tetras. All right. I don't know if you were here for the beginning of the stream when I said they're all sick. Actually, they're not all sick now. They just get sick like every 2 to 3 months, and I have to treat them. So they're costing me way more than what they're worth. How do you pronounce Hygrophila? I say it like Bob just did, but Rachel says, well, Rachel is insanely smarter than me when it comes to scientific names, so she is right. I am always going to be wrong in my scientific names. The trick is when you're saying scientific names is you can't stutter. You just gotta power through it like you know what you're talking about, and then people will just assume that you're pronouncing it right. Because really, like 1% of the population speaks Latin, or the correct pronunciation. So you just gotta sound like you know what you're talking about, and people will just believe you. Simply Beta, did you do a video about it? I've gotten some from them too, and I really like them as well. About what? I don't know what we're talking about. I can't go back. Hygrophila. That's a dope aquarium behind you. For sure, a dope aquarium. Simply Beta, I might have watched your video before I placed my order. Steenfott Aquatics, are you using fluval plant and shrimp stratum? Yes, I'm using fluval stratum in the big nano tank. How are you liking it? Is it easy to plant in? No. Does it buffer like crazy, or is it more mild? So it's really, really light substrate. So depending on the thickness of your, like how deep you make it, you might have some issues with plants staying down. But you can get plant anchors. There's things you can do. So besides that, I like it a lot. Some people were warning me that it's going to leach crazy amounts of ammonia into the tank, and so far that hasn't happened. And at this point, I don't think it will. But I mean, it's kind of hard to say. I liked it for like the first 3 months, but that tank is crashing hard right now. So, you know, it's still getting established. It's still a new tank. It's gonna happen. So, and it's not that it's crashing. It's just I added like 100 different types of plants. What other plants would you recommend with Glosso in a 10-gallon tank? I was thinking some Boost on rocks. You can't go wrong with Boost ever. That's weird. It just showed me that I was offline, but now it says I'm online. Anyways, I was thinking some Boost on rocks and wood with some Anubias Nana Petite and some Dwarf Sag in the background. So, Dwarf Sag, in my experience, is not very dwarf. But I think you're right on point with the Boost. Bucephalandria is an awesome plant. Anubias Nana Petite is an awesome plant. The thing about Dwarf Sag is it'll only stay dwarf if you have a lot of lighting. So if you have high light, it'll stay dwarf. If you don't have high light, then it pretty much just grows to the light. Like I've seen Dwarf Sag pretty tall. And then Rachel says there are 2 types of Sag. One is tall and one is short. Well, I must always get the tall version. I wonder if like the tall version is like what's readily available commercially. Because I don't think I've ever got Dwarf Sag from like a hobbyist. I think I've only got it from stores. Dope Aquariums. $2 super chat just because you're dope. Well, that's pretty dope. I appreciate it. Thank you. They are both labeled as subulata. Well, that's crappy. So on a Fluval 3.0, would it stay small? Did you tell me the depth of your tank? The depth? I don't know if you told me the depth of your tank. But that is a pretty bright light. Those plants in the tank in the background, the long ones I have on my 125, and they're overtaking. I'm gonna take them all out this weekend. This is one of my over here. That's one of my favorite background plants ever. And they get some pretty gnarly root structures that you're gonna find when you take it out if it's been in there for a long time, which it sounds like it has been. If it's overtaking your whole aquarium, I was really surprised when I had it in a 40-gallon breeder for a really long time, and it was like just massive and it was overflowing everything. And when I took it out, like the root structure was all the way across the bottom. I wish I had looked up underneath and got like a picture of all the roots. It was just massive. It was crazy. I prefer dwarf chain sword for low lighting carpeting. Yes, I agree. Dwarf chain sword is awesome. I also like micro sword, which I find does pretty well in lower medium light, not low light, but like medium to little less than medium. Does well. It just takes forever. Dope Aquarium says, didn't know that about Sag. Yeah, I didn't know that there was 2 different types masquerading as one. But yeah. It's a 10-gallon. I would use a Fluval 3.0 Nano. I think you're just fine. You should have enough light. What's the difference between Tubifex worms and black worms? They're just different types of worms. Does Anubias Nana Petite just keep growing and growing? I have some on a driftwood that has formed 3 different rhizomes and is around 12 inches long. Yep, it'll just keep going. I've seen massive clumps of dwarf or of Anubias Nana Petite, and it's really awesome. Someone brought one. Someone mistakenly brought one to my local fish club auction that was just like the biggest just ball of Anubias Nana Petite I've ever seen. And don't ever put that in your local club auction, because it's not going to sell for what you think it will. Sell that online, that would have been hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Kambaba is taking over my 65 gallon. I'm doing a complete rebuild rescape this week and getting rid of them. Yeah, I don't like Kabamba. Never have. That's just my personal preference on that plant. Whew. I'm so happy today. I just hit 42 followers. Here I am on YouTube. Matt's Fish Keeping. Congratulations. You're saying mustard sardines or justard? Justard. 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 Anyways, have a great night. Oh, someone left that I missed. Is there any place you know of getting dwarf sage, or would you advise just going a different route as a background plant? I wouldn't do dwarf sage as a back. So if you want it to stay small, I would always choose micro chainsword over dwarf sage. I don't know that I would ever buy dwarf Sagittaria ever again. I would always go with dwarf chainsword, which I'm trying to grow out in my 125, and if it does, it's going to look really sweet. Do they do an auction at the end of AGA? Kang Lee, I have never been to an AGA, but I do hear that there is an auction on Sunday. So yeah, Sunday there is an auction. I don't know if I'm going to go to AGA. I'll at least go down to Seattle if there's like an after dinner party or something like that. But as far as actually going to AGA, I haven't decided yet. I have not decided. I'm kind of leaning towards no, because one, I don't want to go for 3 days, and you can't pay it for like 1 day. You have to pre-register and pay for the whole weekend, and so I don't know that I want to pay just to go to like 1 day. So yeah, I haven't decided. I haven't decided what I'm doing. Rachel says, I disagree, Bob. I freaking love Sag. Well, I freaking love micro or dwarf chainsword. Both of them, but just saying. Simply, I like to mix it in tuna salad. I don't even... Okay, you guys can talk about your disgusting sardines. Is the green jade morph of Neo's stable as in bread? True. I know we talked about this last week, and I didn't even look into it at all. But the last time I looked into it, they did not breed true. They did not. I had a beams work light, and I changed it to a Fluval 3.0, and I got crazy blackbeard algae. I have a CO2 system running hard. What can I do to prevent it from happening? It's low light plants. Well, you're probably blasting it with light then, which is why you're getting algae. What else you got there? CO2. So, I mean, one, I'm not sure why you have CO2 if you only have low light plants. You're definitely sounds like you're creating an imbalance with CO2 highlight, which I don't know what tank it is, but a Fluval 3.0 is probably highlight in most tanks. So honestly, if you have low light plants, you should probably just cut the CO2. Ropefish tank mates, Trevor, ropefish are very, very peaceful animals. And it could go in just about any community aquarium. Brandon Guy says, Rachel O'Leary, you're the best. Thanks. So are you, Bob. Oh, throwing in the pity, you're the best. I got you're the best out of pity. So should I go with dwarf chainsword for a 10-gallon background over dwarf sag? Well, I think your dwarf sag is probably going to carpet faster. So I think either way, you're going to be good. Your dwarf sag is probably not going to grow to the top. So yeah, I think either way. Your dwarf sag is probably going to grow faster though. I'm thinking of going for Saturday, then sightseeing on Sunday before I head back home. See, so you'd be in my boat, King. You would be paying for 1 day. You'd be paying the whole weekend just for 1 day. And that's pretty hard to justify for me. Gross food love. Yep. Corned beef hash. It's bomb. It's not dope. It's just bomb. Don't get me started on corned beef hash. Geez, can I keep a ropefish in a 30 with a pistos and cories? Yeah, you should do just fine as long as you have a nice, tightly fitted lid. Like I said earlier, ropefish are really good escape artists. Steenfott Aquatics, can you explain how heating a fish room with a dehumidifier works? Yeah, it's very easy. That's what I do. I keep the door closed and the humidifier keeps the room warm. Obviously my whole house is temperature controlled at like 68, I think is what it's set to. And so my fish room with the dehumidifier usually stays in the mid 70s. The tanks that are towards the floor are kind of low 70s. The tanks towards the top are mid to upper 70s. And then in the summer, it gets up into the 80s in the fish room. So it's really just as simple as plugging in a dehumidifier, making sure you're, keeping your door closed, and then it should just warm up. I don't know how big your fish room is, and my fish room is pretty small, so my dehumidifier works pretty well, keeping it warm. I like underwood deviled ham as a kid, not so much anymore. Thanks for answering my question tonight. Look forward to future videos. Have a good night. See you later, Trevor. Well, dang it, Barbara. Now you have me thinking Rotala could be better. So many choices. Yeah, the thing about Rotala, it's like there's so many different types of Rotala, and they all pretty much look the same. I swear. Like, you could throw out there, there's a couple outliers there, like Walichii or Walla Chai. I don't know. I'm just gonna say Walichii. Obviously, they're very thin, like needle leaves. But like the Rotala that's in this tank right here, there's probably like 20 types that look identical. Like when I went to my local fish club, I would always bid and buy Rotala, and it always looked the same. Always looked the same. I don't know what model I have. I could tell you it was $200 and something at Home Depot. That's all I know about it. It's a Frigidaire, and that's all. I don't know what specific model it is. Yeah, sorry, not off the top of my head. I will be missing my first AGA in many biannual events, so the one time it's in Seattle, you're not going. That's what you're saying. That's all right. I don't think I'm going to go either. Simply better, my husband worked in Hawaii and has a fondness for Spam, but I am unexposed. I've never had Spam in my life, and I will never have Spam. And pineapple does not go on pizza. And LR Brett's Aquatics is here. SpaghettiOs. You're right there with Flynn. If there's one thing I think Flynn definitely eats, it's SpaghettiOs. After all, he does love the ravioli in the can. Man. Oh, I probably haven't had SpaghettiOs in like 40 years. SpaghettiOs are rad. Rad is the December word of the month, I think. You have Scrapple in PA instead of Spam. Never heard of Scrapple. Scrapple, I don't know. I'm so confused as how removing humidity warms the room. Oh, so basically there's like, in the dehumidifier, it has like I don't know what the technical term is, but it heats up, and then it pushes air through the coils to dry out the air, and so the air coming out of the dehumidifier is hot air. Well, it's not hot, it's pretty warm. So that's what's happening. So it's sucking in your air out of the fish room, it's heating it up, removing the moisture, and spitting out hot air. And then you have to either hook up a hose that's constantly draining the moisture that turns into water out, or it has like a reservoir that you have to empty. But yeah, so your dehumidifier just kicks out hot air. It's basically like a heater that removes humidity. Rachel Leary, okay, I thought the octopus looked like a Rotala. Thanks. No, Lucas puts tetra colored granules on his SpaghettiOs. Now that I believe. I do believe that. Pork parts sound like a nope. What the heck, Sam? You mean sausage? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Not a heater, but produces heat, basically. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not going to give off heat like a space heater would. But the problem with using a space heater, at least in my application, is that it would be like living in Florida. It would be humid and hot and moldy and disgusting. So yeah, dehumidifier works better. And I wish I knew how big my room was so you could get some kind of idea. If I had to guess how big my room is, so the 125 is 6 feet. I could probably fit 2 of them. So maybe 12 feet by 10 feet. Maybe, actually, I bet it's like 14 feet by 10 feet. I bet it's right around there somewhere. Chin Chin 1234 with the $5 Canadian says, thanks for answering without a super chat. Any plans to get macrostomas to see who can breed them first, you or Dean? I am not about to spend $200 on a pair of fish just so Dean could breed them in a week and I'll still have them 5 years later and not have them breed for me. There's no way I'm ever going to go heads up in a breeding contest with Dean. Ever. It's just not going to happen. Unless it's like guppies. Simply better, no clean and roasted wrongs. Okay, you guys still talking about food. Twin Cities Guppy says, Simply Better already won the macrostomas, I believe. Yep. At least she has a couple spawns of them. Devon Peppers, I didn't, but just got a new case and haven't opened it yet. Is Rachel leaving? If you are, I'm sorry I missed your chat, but thanks for stopping by. Everyone's saying good night to Rachel, so I guess she probably left. It's the big plant in the middle with the vowel-looking leaves. Again, that is Hygrophila angustifolia, or Hygrophila coriambosa angustifolia. There it is right there. Jose got it. Hygrophila coriambosa angustifolia. That is it. Barbara Jackson says, thanks, Rachel. Have a great night. Oh, and thank you for the $5 super chat. I don't know if I thanked you, but thank you. Super chats are not required to get your questions answered here, but they are appreciated regardless. Whew, holy cow, it's already been an hour. Man. Crispy fried scrapple with applesauce is what? What is scrapple? My mother-in-law was from Pennsylvania. I have no idea what scrapple is. LRB, your Japanese neon blue endlers are awesome. I wish I could remember, Lucas, what strain it was you had when I was there that I really wanted to get. But that was over 2 years ago, and I could barely remember last week, so I have no idea what they were. But they were awesome looking. Whew. Chin Chin 1234 says, Simply Better, do you keep your macros in RODI water? Yeah, on Amazon they have new design LRB. Would anybody happen to know? I'm looking to buy a beta. I seen some on Instagram that look like OB. Would anyone happen to know the name of them and where I can purchase them? I mean, you might be able to find them on Aquabid or eBay. There's a lot of people that sell betas on eBay, but I can't speak to any of their reputations. LR Brett's Aquatics says, Bob, are you going to hang out when I come up in January? Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. I am very much looking forward to hanging out and just see what kind of trouble we can get into. Of course, you know, I haven't been invited yet, but if I get invited, I'm absolutely looking forward to hanging out. Does Seachem Prime make tap water fish safe, or do I need more stuff? Seachem Prime will, I mean, I don't want to say safe, but it's probably one of the best things you can use to make it safer. GetGills.com is pretty great, if I do say so myself. I have yet to buy anything on that website, but that is a new auction style, not really auction website. Created by a member of the fish family. So, yeah, it is pretty cool. Just got a pair of... Well, I will go ahead and show that. There we go. Awesome. I was hoping so. LOL, you're invited. I invited you. Yeah. I don't think I need an invite. I was just kidding. Derek Wallace with the $5 super chat. Definitely a dope stream. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. I don't know. I guess a dope is the word of the hour. Scrapple is cornmeal, so it already sounds disgusting. Mush with pork scraps sounds even more disgusting. Lying in a pan like... Wait, cooked lind? Cooked, I don't know. Is that a cooking term? Like meatloaf, when cold, sliced and fried up, kind of like country polenta. That whole paragraph just sounds really disgusting. Sam Shermer says, Bob, you are just dope. Nope. I am not dope. I am a dope, but I am not dope. My jungle valve keeps making new plants, but won't grow higher than 3 inches. Won't grow higher than 3 inches. After that, the leaves would die off. Do you know what's wrong with what I'm doing? Are you sure it's jungle valve? Only 3 inches? That sounds really weird. I don't know, how positive are you that it's jungle valve? I mean, it's pretty easy plant to identify, but the fact that it's only growing 3 inches kind of throws me off. I just got a pair of cribs for the first time. I am experienced in the hobby, but this is my first dive into cichlids. Any advice? Well, I don't know what kind of cribensis you got, but if you got just like the common crib, be prepared for lots and lots of babies. Most cribs actually will produce just lots and lots of fry. So I hope you have a place to sell the fry. Bob is dope. Later, guys. I need more dinner than just sardines. See you later. Simply Better. Thanks for stopping by. Pretty fly for a white guy. All right, folks. It is 6 o'clock. Gotta do a thanks to the super chatters here. Where are we at? We got Dope Aquariums with the $2 super chat. Chin Chin 1234 with the $5 Canadian super chat. Thanks for answering without a super chat. Any plans to get macrostromas? Thank you. Derek Wallace also says definitely a dope stream. Oh man, we had over 150 people here. Wow. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. Bob is splendid. There's a lot of fish with that scientific name. Do you like Fortnite? Absolutely not. I think Fortnite is terrible. I will never play it. It is awful. All you Fortnite people can unsubscribe from me if you want, but that is an awful, awful game. Anyways, thanks again, everyone, for hanging out. We will do this again next week. Maybe have something more to talk about, as I might be getting new fish, but I don't know. Anyways, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been fun, real. I'll see you all next time.